Kendall Qualls running for governor, huh, Jesse?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the C1. People may have seen that he has, there's some news reporting out there that Kendall Qualls has filed. People can see for themselves on the campaign finance board right there that Qualls has filed with the CFB as a governor campaign. Dawson, go ahead and click officers and contact information. Obviously, it's pretty bare as of right now. No reports or anything, but, it's interesting. We can see here that he's got, someone listed from Hudson, Wisconsin as his deputy treasurer, and same thing with his treasurer. So probably nothing off about that. I just thought it was interesting that he doesn't have people from Minnesota completely running his campaign. And Dawson, if we could pull up the C2, we could check out an article that Action for Liberty had previously written on Kendall Qualls during the previous campaign that he was running for governor. So obviously titled, "Will the real Kendall Qualls please stand up?"
I wrote that one.
Yep. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit, Dawson. I'm going to pull it up on my end here, too.
I loved showing those politicians in mass because, if it's like one or something like that, you got fortunate. But like when you find so many images of them in mass, it means like you were not on our side in COVID.
Right. And, Qualls was out there campaigning with a mask on as a Republican.
Well, go back up. Yeah. Wasn't it? Oh, was he? This is like during his campaign. Look how many are outside.
He was running for when he was running for Congress was when he was wearing the mask.
Oh, yeah. But
he ran against Dean Phillips previously.
And look how many are outside, too.
Yeah.
That one's got like a scoreboard. What's he at? Like a ball game? Coon Rapids looks like in the background. Top right. But yeah, like outside, sunny days.
I think the top right's an American flag one.
And then look, listen, I haven't seen this. You put together this show prep. I haven't seen this since I probably wrote it in 2022. This is a flyer from them. This is what Kendall Qualls would do with Tim Walz's mask mandate. And it acts like he's going to burn it.
Yeah.
This is just the fraudulence of how fraudulent these politicians are. Like, no, you won't. You're a mask wearer. Okay? Tell us about the science, but don't pretend like you're not that. Oh, God, these politicians.
Yep. So go ahead and scroll down a little bit there, Dawson. So the mailers, literature, and emails from Kendall Qualls' campaign sounds great. It gives the perception that Qualls is an outsider who is willing to fight against Tim Walz, mask mandates, and fraudulent elections. But the real Kendall Qualls appears to be different than what is being spoon-fed to us. When Kendall got in the race, we called him up and asked him to sign the Never Again pledge. Our supporters care deeply that a governor can never unilaterally shut down our state and make himself a king. But Qualls refused to sign the pledge, telling us that he, quote, doesn't sign pledges. If he did, he'd have to sign one every day. That's a ridiculous claim, since there are not a lot of conservative pledges that are floating around Minnesota. Regardless, Kendall was not being honest. In his 2020 campaign, he signed a pledge and put it right up on his website. Go ahead and scroll down there, Dawson. People can see that he's made a pledge himself. Scroll down a little more. Kendall has now changed his tune and says he doesn't sign pledges to third-party organizations, but the Never Again pledge clearly states that the pledge is made to Minnesota citizens. In fact, everyone would be just as happy if he copied the language and put it on his own website. We just want to see proof that he is going to make the Never Again bill a top priority. In a recent debate, Kendall trashed Action for Liberty supporters because they wanted to see him sign the public pledge. Then he stated that allowing a governor to continue having emergency powers. Watch the video. So let's go ahead and play that video right there, Dawson.
So the Never Again bill, no, I did not sign it, and here's the reason why. I gave an oath to defend the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic, as a second lieutenant. I was 19 years old. My pledge is to the Constitution and to you. I'm not outsourcing my trust and my values to a third party. I don't know these guys. But here's what I can tell you. On our website, you'll see it. Emergency powers, 30 days for the governor. Any extension beyond that needs to be approved by 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate. That's accountability, that's leadership, and that's action. Okay, guys, I want to end that there. So is there about accountability? I'm not outsourcing my trust and values to a third party. I don't know anything about this, guys.
We really trust you. Running for the state executive position, the top executive in the state. Oh, I'll only keep him for 30 days. And no no restrictions on those 30 days too. You notice how that, like, one of the key things about the Never Again bill is there's a Bill of Rights. You can't actually infringe on those Bill of Rights. Mm-hmm. It's such a joke.
Right.
Ahead, sorry.
No, it's crazy, because he's saying there that he still thinks that the governor should be able to unilaterally shut down our state, shut down churches, shut down businesses, shut down schools by himself without the legislature for 30 days, and then the legislature can intervene. It's totally ridiculous. But continuing on with the article, he says on his website, he has very vague language on what specifically he would do about emergency powers. And since we called him out on his rhetoric, he has made 3 changes to his website, all 3 made within just days of one another. So as you can see, he doesn't even know what his position on emergency powers is. He's changing his position day to day. The first time he says, have legislators send me a bill that severely restricts emergency powers of the governor. I will be the first governor in history who says, I'm returning power to you, the people. So extremely vague there. Second one. Have legislators send me a bill that severely restricts emergency powers of the governor. I will be the first governor in history who says I am returning the power to you, the people. 30-day emergency powers only. Any extensions are 30-day increments, and each 30-day extension requires approval of 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate. And then that wasn't good enough either, so he says, we'll demand that the legislature send a bill to my desk to severely limit the governor emergency powers. Never again will we allow the governor to have unilateral power to shut down your business or force your family to make a choice choosing between health freedom or listening to the demands of some government bureaucrat. We need to severely limit emergency powers. Governor Qualls took advantage of the situation, and Minnesotans were penalized for it. That will stop. When in reality, Qualls could never figure out what the right answer was, which is that a governor shouldn't have unilateral emergency powers at all. That was the position all along, and it's too bad that Kendall Qualls tried to beat around it and try to find some political answer when the answer was right in front of him. The real Kendall Qualls doesn't appear to know what he wants, but that doesn't stop him from throwing around a bunch of buzzwords to try to sound hardcore. Look at his email response to us that was put out at the time. It was titled, Never Again. Never again. That's what I believe in when it comes to the governor's emergency powers being unilaterally imposed on Minnesotans. Never again should the governor be able to cherry pick who stays open and which businesses are forced to close. Never again, yada, yada, yada. So he's using the never again language, but if only he actually supported what the never again bill would truly do, because he still wants to have some of that authority himself. And, he might try to argue that, I'd never use it like Tim Walz did. Well, why do you want that authority then? Because if you don't want that authority, you and nobody else should be able to shut down our state for a single second. And nonetheless, should it be held under the control of one person. So even with his mailers and lit pieces sounding hardcore, last month he sent a mailer to delegates burning up the Tim Walz mask mandate. This hard-hitting mailer made him look like the guy to end the mandates. As you can see there, he's burning the mask, even though you can find lots of pictures of him wearing a mask. But the real Kendall Qualls was obeying Walz's mandate in 2020 and 2021. Look at his Twitter feed. It's full of masked, virtue-signaling images of Kendall. He even wore a mask outside in many of his...
They're socially distanced, too. Look at that. That is so funny.
So, right, it's obviously a virtue signal to the woke mob. Joe Rogan said it best, that the best people who still wear masks outside, quote, it's like the Democrats' MAGA hat, and that's exactly what it is. Kendall's woke friends will appreciate that he both masks and social distances himself outside. If he had gotten a 4th booster shot, he would have fit right into the DFL state convention. Kendall's picture with a burning mask is a blatant deception to liberty lovers like you and me. How can we trust that he'll fight mask mandates as governor when he happily obliged by them? So don't let Kendall's self-annoyed outsider status fool you. When you listen to him speak, he echoes establishment talking points about the incredibly popular Never Again bill. We debunk those lies in this article. When you see his mailers, you know that he is promising things that he has no intention of delivering on. He has become an insider Republican and has already learned how to lose elections. In 2020, he lost a recently Republican congressional seat by 11.3%. And if people go and watch that debate he had with Dean Phillips, he is a joke. This guy is a choke artist. This guy does not have the guts. He is going to drop the ball. And if we thought Tim Walz was bad, just wait until you see Kendall, because Kendall's not much better.